Hey guys, Azili here. I am so excited to show you Surviving Mars. I've been patiently waiting for this game, and it's finally here. I'm playing this courtesy of Paradox. They were so generous to give me a preview copy so that I could make this content, as well as stream it over on Twitch. Let's dive in. I'm so excited to show this to you and show you my take. As you can see, we start with our menu of choices. We could do an easy start. That just throws you into the game with a few basic choices. We're going to start a new game. We're not going to go over in detail everything. We're going to go over why I picked things. I'll go over in detail in another tutorial video, but I want to dive into the action. First is your mission sponsor. The first couple are easy. Well, very easy and then easy. So these guys are all difficulty easy. Normal starts at India. It goes through Space Y or Spacey. I'm going to focus on these three. We'll play these later. But first, let's talk about what these do. So India starts with 3 rockets, 7 billion in funding, and they get 100 research points per soul. They get 150 starting applicants. All building costs are reduced by 20, not too bad. And then your bonus tech is low G engineering, unlocks the medium dome, which allows you to immediately have a much larger dome. Europe, they start with 2 rockets. You're probably scratching your head going, 3 rockets versus 2. They start with 6 billion in funding. They get 400 research points per soul, and they start with 100 applicants, but they also start with 5 technologies, extra technologies than what you normally would start with, and you gain funding every time a tech is researched, and you gain double that if it was a breakthrough tech. In Space Y, you start with 5 rockets. That's huge, but is it enough? I don't know. You get 6 billion in funding. You get 200 research points per soul, and you start off with 75 applicants. Your drone hubs start with additional drones, which is handy, right? And then 50% cheaper advanced resources, which means when you send resources to Mars, it costs you half of normal cost. That could be pretty significant. Of these 3, though, I'm actually going to go with Europe. I'm going to go with Europe because I get money every time I research something. And you research a lot of tech. That's a lot of money laying on the table, in my opinion. Next up is our commander profile. This is a pretty long list. I'll dive into them more specific in another broadcast or another video. Something that intrigues me is politician. You get more funding. So any way I get funding, I'm getting more of it. And then bonus tech. Martian patents is a repeatable tech that grants funding. Some other ideas. Inventor. Your drones work more efficiently for the first 100 souls. And then bonus tech. Autonomous hubs. You could throw down a drone hub and it doesn't need repair and it doesn't need power. Save on your power supply, save on extra repairs. Another one that was interesting to me that stood out was astrogeologist. You start with a rare metal deposit. Your extractor is increased by 10%. And then you get deep scanning right off the bat. So this might help you make stuff quicker. I'm going to actually go with politician, because who doesn't want the money, right? Our next choice is our colony logo. I'm going to go with Serenity, although I like Don't Panic personally. Both a throwback to some pulp culture in my opinion. Of course, all of these are. This would be Curiosity Rover, why not? Voyager. I'm going to do it with Serenity. Mystery. This is a storyline that you can play through. I'm going to choose random and hope for the best. This part is mission critical. If we mess up here, the lives of all of our colonists are doomed. Right? We could really mess up. It's important to take note. These decisions affect all of the lives that ever set foot on Mars. I'm going to remove this probe. I'm going to remove all 3. I don't need them right now, and they're kind of heavy in terms of this payload. What I do need is I need a drone hub. I need the moisture evaporator, which produces water, and I need our fuel refinery, which produces the fuel to send our rockets back to Earth to send more stuff. We should for sure have some drones, but maybe only 4, but that didn't give me what I wanted. I wanted to get these guys. These might come back on another ship, so maybe I'll grab 8 and have the drones there for later, because we're going to immediately send a second rocket. Next up, we get to pick our landing site. Now, they have some items predetermined, right? You could grab this guy. It's right click to drag and left click to select. Like, these look cool, but what's right next to it? Mean temperature is -15. Ouch. Or really, really cold. Relatively flat, I could get behind that. And our resources, we're doing pretty good. Our threats, pretty low on the threat side. Let's dive in. With our landing site chosen, the fate of our colonists lies within our hands. Welcome to Mars, Commander. Mission log 1. Welcome to Mars. Feels really good, right? We've made it. We are now able to colonize the planet, hopefully for the better. We have a grid, and each tile is something that we scan. We have one already revealed. It tells us our buildable area is 69%. Our concrete available to us is a significant amount, and our metals is fairly significant. But at this time, we could start researching before we even land. Well, scanning and researching before we even land. I think I'm going to do that. We'll just do that box. So you got your map button down here. We also have our research. So let's start researching. Yeah, why not? Look at that. Advanced Martian engines. They require less fuel. That's pretty significant. I'm going to queue that one up. Let that one go. Low G fungi. A farm that's not within your dome. Remember, dome space is critical. Moxie Upgrade. This is pretty critical. This is what produces your oxygen. We could build a polymer factory. That might actually be handy early on. Generate 100 science or 100 research points, whichever you want to call it, for every remote control explorer vehicle. Count me in. Surface heating. Not too bad. Engineers and geologists have +10 performance. Wow. Right off the bat. In fact, what we might do, if I right click these, put that first, that second, because we don't have people coming to the planet yet. But this gives us more money. Well, this gives us more money because it gives us more research points. Because our sponsor or our founder is a politician, and we get more funding because of that, and we get funding because our sponsor is Europe, and every time we research something, we're getting money. Not half bad. The next thing is we have this guy floating in orbit. Well, let's get our next one coming along. We don't have, let's go back, because I totally forgot what we don't have. Well, it won't tell us until we land, so we'll just land it. It's not going to hurt us. So notice, it tells you... It doesn't quite tell you your boundaries. It says unexplored sector. It should let me land, I believe. But if I land this thing within reach of these deposits, this is a deposit, this is a deposit, these are all deposits. If I land that within reach of that, the drones that come with this rocket will go get those deposits. Look at that. We have landed a rocket on Mars. Now that we could take inventory, I have a drone hub. I have the Explorer. So I need a transport and I need my other thingy, which we'll look at in a minute. We have our refinery. And we have our moisture evaporator, which those two are key because I need this in order to make this. And notice the maintenance for this is 1 machine part. The maintenance for this is 2 metal. Right? Like metal. So it's important to look at what the consumption is and what the maintenance is. Although the consumption you can always counter by adding more to the supply, right? It's easier said than done when it comes to water, but maintenance is critical. This costs me 2 metal to maintain. This costs me 2 metal to maintain. This costs me 1 machine part to maintain. Machine parts I have to bring from Earth until I can make them on Mars. Large solar panel, 1 metal. Wind turbine, a half of a machine part. It even costs a machine part to make. This costs 4 metal to make. Not too shabby. It's these power accumulators, aka batteries. It needs a polymer to maintain it, which means I have to bring that from Earth until I can make it on the planet. So we're going to resupply. Shortcut, if you're into that sort of thing, is the letter P. And we're going to grab a cargo rocket. Now notice we have some funding left from our initial. We have our cargo capacity of 50,000 kilograms. And we have only 1 rocket left. We're going to grab our rover, which gives us, this one lets us fix things like other drones. But it also has little tiny drones with it. And then transport. This is our workhorse. This would be our train or our semi-rig on the highway type of vehicle, right? This is how we move things in bulk. And I'm going to get other parts. I'm not going to grab anything else besides more stuff that costs money to send to me. I'm not going to grab as much electronics because I don't have many things that need electronics for maintaining, but I'm going to use polymers and I'm going to use machine parts to both build and maintain things. That's on its way. Awesome. Now we have our other rocket on the way. We have a rocket landed. One thing that we need to do is we need to get ready for our next rocket to land. We're going to do that by throwing down some of these storage places. What are they? This is a depot, I guess is the official term. Now that I've done that, it's going to unload our rocket ship and load it all into here. But I'm going to go further and I'm going to make a metals only depot. I'm eventually going to make a concrete only depot because we're going to start our concrete production. Can I fit it that way? No. Can I fit it here? I could cheat a little bit and fit it there. Look at that. Cool. We are well on our way to colonizing Mars. Thanks for watching first episode of Surviving Mars. Catch me right here on YouTube or mostly 5 days a week on Twitch during the weekday starting at 9 a.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. GMT. My name is Azili. Thank you, Paradox, for allowing me to play this game early. See you in the next episode.